Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Chris Aniskovich, who is chairman of the town council for the town of Clinton and also state representative-elect from the 35th House District.
Hi, Peter.
Sir, welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I think I voted for you, but I don't remember.
Don't tell anybody.
I don't,
You might not watch your show anymore.
Well, that's okay. How are you, bud? What's new?
Doing good.
What's new?
Busy.
Well,
Little this, little that.
yeah.
Yeah. So, the town side, everything's going well. Actually, we'll start getting into all the budget stuff very soon.
Oh, fun.
Tackling that. Yeah, that'll be fun.
Excellent.
Still working on Pearson. Pearson School's still in the works, and we've had multiple workshops on that.
Okay.
Had a couple informational sessions, we called them, so that we allowed the public to come in and kind of just listen to what we're talking about, so that they kind of understood where the council was and where we were kind of being directed on that. And so there is sort of a consensus from the council at this point that we're probably going to look into putting out a request for proposal.
Okay.
So an RFP is going to be going out. Town manager will be working on that to kind of see what developers kind of options that they have. I mean, we're kind of directing ourselves toward probably housing, affordable, senior, depending upon kind of where these developers may go.
Yeah.
So we felt the best thing to do at this point would be to put an RFP out so that we can get some ideas from developers that we may not have thought about.
Okay.
Because I'm sure there's plenty of other ideas that are out there.
Yeah.
Whereas the council, we're generically saying, hey, I think this would be a great idea. If we looked into housing, which is something that we desperately need on the shoreline,
Right.
Would be beneficial to Clinton,
Right.
close to downtown. The walkability for the restaurants that are downtown, the train station. So it's a good location.
Right.
So we've done that a couple times, and we'll continue to move forward with that. So that's kind of the big thing, because that's obviously something that we own as a town. So we sort of are in the driver's seat when it comes to that.
There you go. And what's going on at Unilever?
So Unilever past Monday, I believe it was, went before Planning and Zoning and had their master site plan approved or received by the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay.
So they're in the process of doing that. The apartments are obviously, as you can see if you go by it,
Yep.
continuing to develop over there. Beginning of the year, they're supposedly going to be done over there, so we'll see how that comes out.
Oh, nice.
But the plan, again, over at Unilever is more of a back to what originally we had talked about, which was a recreational type facility.
Okay.
So that was the plan that was submitted to Planning and Zoning. That was approved. They have a company that kind of does this, like a management company that comes in and puts all these recreational facilities together.
Sure.
Turf field with maybe soccer, with there may be a golf simulator there.
Okay.
Pickleball courts. So it's that sort of dynamic is basically what they're looking for. So that's something that's been submitted to the town, and hopefully that'll keep moving forward, and that development will get moving. So that's hopefully town council will continue to talk with the developer on that. We're going to have to obviously work with him on some tax abatements,
Right.
Which is going to be on our meeting on Wednesday night. They're going to come and just kind of have a conversation about that.
And I believe we also have ARPA money.
We have ARPA money left.
Excellent.
We got the rest of our money. So,
Leftover money.
not leftover.
Okay.
It was the second tranche that we got.
Got it.
So we got that, I think finally in September we got the rest of it.
Oh, good.
And we actually have a ARPA workshop this Wednesday evening.
Okay.
So we've had one meeting already, and to talk about what we're going to do with the rest of the money. And this meeting on Wednesday hopefully will finalize everything, and then at that point go to a public hearing. Let the public, come forth to see if they have any issues or concerns or questions, and at that point we'll allocate it out. But we have the money; it's ours to spend now. So it's we got to move forward with it and find some of the projects that are best suited for it.
Absolutely. And what in your idea, what do you think a couple of the projects?
Some of the bigger ones this time around were related to Park and Rec. So some work
sure.
to be done at the beach. The bathhouse down there needs some work. There were some facility upgrades and updates that we were thinking about that they'd put forth. Some related to new bleachers down at the field, where some of these things may be older and maybe not ADA compliant or
Right.
things like that. So we're looking into that. And then just upgrades at the beach. Facilities down there that the playground equipment that might need to be updated, things like that we haven't really done anything with for years. And hopefully those will come to fruition. We'll be able to update all that too.
And I do see that Madison Furniture Barn finally moved into their space.
Moved in and opened.
Yeah.
So beginning of November?
Recently?
November? Beginning of November.
Sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Beginning of November.
I was across.
I was there.
I was across the
So-
street with my mom recently, and we came out that way.
Yeah.
And
Beginning of November.
all right.
Place looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks wonderful. They're continuing to do the work on that.
Okay.
There's also going to be a mattress store that's going to go into the other 3,000 square feet of that building, because that's a 17,000 square foot building.
Really?
Madison Furniture Barn took 14. And this furniture store, or the mattress store, will take the rest.
Okay.
And then at this point, that's really all that's on the table right now. We haven't heard anything else.
All right.
So we really don't know what else will be coming there, but that's where we're at right now. And then hopefully we can reconfigure the entrances and the exits that people seem to still have struggles with and are concerned about.
Yep.
The traffic flow as it comes in and out. So hopefully that'll get resolved as well.
Train station's done. Looks
Oh,
nice.
that's been done a long time, so that's old news.
All right.
So, that area, once the apartments get done, once
Yep.
Unilever gets moving, will be a great completed area for the town. So that'll look, once that's all done, it'll be a great entrance and a great, pathway into downtown Clinton.
How's downtown looking? Pretty.
Good. I mean, it's, we had some of the funds there available to people to do some facade improvements. Wish we had more than we did. That came forth and utilized it, but doing what we can to make sure that we continue on that as well.
Now, is there a certain amount of time that
we have the money.
Once you allocate the funds, is there a certain amount of time that you have to use it?
Yes, for the ARPA funding, we have until 2026 to actually use all the money.
Okay.
If you don't use it by 2026, you have to give the money back. So you have to allocate it by 24,
Okay.
and then by 26, it's all got to be used. So we're on the path to getting that done, and making sure that all that will happen.
Nice.
Yes. Well, it's good. I mean, because again, it's federal funds that we can use that
Right.
otherwise the town would have to budget for, the town would have to bond for, or the town would have to spend money on some of the things that we need done. So,
Right.
It's a benefit to the town that these aren't, things that we can get done for the town where we won't have to bond for and pay for with our debt service.
Absolutely. Speaking of money in town, I know we talked about it right before during the opening.
Yep.
How are we looking budget-wise?
Well, we'll see. I mean, again, we've had some, we had a preliminary meeting already that the town manager brought some information forth to us.
Okay.
Provided us with some estimates on things. And that played a big role in Pearson. I think once we started going through all the numbers and realizing that if we kept Pearson and had to renovate the building, because obviously it needs renovation, extensive renovation.
Right.
We could have, just without anything else, that would be it would be over 3% tax increase to the people of Clinton.
Wow.
Because the amount of money, anywhere from 11 to 17 million, depending upon the amount of work we would have to do. Because it's not ADA compliant. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed in that building. So that also played into the factor of what should we do with this building? Because again, Pearson that's it. That's what we have. That's what we own. It's our building. Right. But we also wanted to make sure that that we kept some of the the history of the building. The
Right.
facade of the building. We have the gazebo that we use a lot for concerts in the spring.
Yep.
So those are the things that when you put out a request for proposal, you can actually indicate in there that these are some of the things that we'd want to talk about keeping and having the town, maintain those parts of it. So the facade of the building, I think, it's a beautiful looking building.
Right.
I don't know who would want to come in and rip that down and
Exactly.
pay to redo it. So hopefully that would stay as it is. And the gazebo part of it, and hopefully we can work that out and make sure that we maintain it.
Absolutely.
So that's the important part. So the budget side, it's every year it's the same thing. It seems like the past 3 years it's the same thing. Now's not the year to raise taxes because we're still struggling.
Right.
Before it was COVID, now we've moved into inflation and the high cost of food and gas and oil and those are the things that in the back of your mind have to kind of you have to think about when you're putting a budget together and doing the best we can to put the best budget forth to the people in Clinton.
Absolutely, absolutely. And from what I also understand, we had a charter revision update.
We do. So the charter revision committee is done.
Okay.
They've done their job. Your mother,
I've
obviously.
heard.
See,
I've heard.
Good thing we have Dolly Mezzetti as our chairwoman there, moving
boy.
things along.
Oh boy.
So that worked out well. So they went through the whole process. They had their public hearing. Public came forth, had some ideas and some thoughts and comments.
Yep.
Now it is done. So they have finished their part of it, and now that'll come to the town council. And then at that point, we'll discuss it to see if there's anything else that we'd like to add to that, and at which point we'll have a public hearing. And then at that point, it'll go to referendum on November 2023 vote. So that'll be on the
ballot.
On the ballot for this year.
This coming.
So everything has worked as we hoped it would.
Yes.
So it's all good.
And it was.
It worked well.
Short, sweet, to the point.
It was. This wasn't a heavy lift. We weren't looking to reinvent the wheel here. There were just some things that when we changed from the town Board of Selectmen to the town manager form of government, some things that we needed to change to clean up, terms of contracts, very basic stuff. Nothing, too crazy, but this was the year that we felt that we would just need to clean that up. And then down the road, look at any other things that we may want to look at.
Speaking of things going on in the town, how is the town manager? How's Carl?
He's doing good.
Is he?
Doing good, yeah. I mean, I think, a lot of people, I think still are getting used to it.
Yep.
Still thinking that, he's not the, he's not the first selectman or the mayor of the town. He is the individual that runs the town behind the scenes and, and deals with, the things that are needed to run the town.
Right.
And on our end, as far as myself, I'm no different than any other council member. Yes, do I put information out to the public, make sure that they're made aware of stuff that goes on in town? Yes. I felt that from the beginning that was important to us.
Right.
And I felt that our communications with the public is going well. And, I think people understand that now that Carl's there to do his job, which is to run and maintain, the town on a daily basis.
Right.
And, at the end of the day, I think the relationship works good.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
So what's going on in town hall? Anything?
Other than that, everything seems to be, going well. I mean, we do have, obviously the other thing that's going to come up is that early voting, so that was passed this past ballot. So
okay.
Who knows what's going to happen with that? Early voting could be, it's going to come in front of the legislative bodies.
There you go.
Yep, that'll be my next thing over there.
We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about that next.
We'll talk about that next.
And then seeing how that plays out and then the effect that that'll have on towns. Because again, the smaller towns and how it plays out and, they're going to have to determine how they're going to deal with that because it can't be a one-size-fits-all. It has to be something where every town is going to be different, and they should be able to maintain how they want to, run it and monitor it, because there's costs associated with it as well. It's going to be, some financial impact to the towns for early voting.
Absolutely. Do you want to stick around for another segment?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back.
You matter.
You matter.
You matter.
And your words matter too.
Your words matter.
What you say in the hallways at school or in the student section at a game matters.
Words can be hurtful.
Words can be offensive.
Words can leave scars.
Words can also inspire.
Support.
And uplift.
You and your words.
Are they both important?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Community TV, your neighborhood TV.
Publicly funded and a reliable partner for cable companies nationwide, it provides transparent coverage of local and state government, education, and public programming.
A digital town green that can be watched anywhere, anytime, and on any device.
Watch us on today's high-tech distribution methods.
Community TV in Connecticut.
Local,
unfiltered,
reliable, and yours.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Chris Aniskovich, who is chairman of the town council of the town of Clinton. Sir, welcome back.
Thank you.
And now we're going to flip. We're going to flip the switch. You were also elected state representative in November, so congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
And let's talk state stuff.
Oh boy. Used to be easy.
It is. See?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Obviously, very excited that I won.
Yep.
Something that I was really interested in doing for a while now. So I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I ran. I'm glad I won. So,
yes.
And so far, so good. So, good. It's obviously representative-elect now. We get sworn in on January 4th. Mm-hmm. So up until that point, it's basically going up to Hartford and learning.
Right.
So I've been up there, a few times now. We've done a freshman orientation. You do a caucus proposal of the bills that you go through.
Okay.
So there's a lot of stuff that they do just to kind of bring you up to speed and what you should be made aware of once you get up there.
Right.
Because it can be overwhelming.
Yeah,
when you go
absolutely.
up there, it's you're going up there and it's the big picture now. So it's a little bit different. A lot more people. Got to get to know more people.
Yeah.
But it's exciting because if it's something that you're interested in doing and you want to be up there, it's really exciting. I'm very excited to get up there and get working. And today, actually, we were just appointed and given our committees. So happy to announce that I'll be on the Banking Committee,
Okay.
Commerce Committee, and General Law.
Nice.
So those were the 3 committees that I was appointed to today.
Excellent.
And and then it's and again, it's the more you get up there, the more you learn, the more you understand.
Yep.
But I mean, that's what you have to do. I mean, if you want this job and you want that position, and you want to be able to represent your district,
right.
You have to be able to not only go to meet people in the district, understand what they want
right.
in Clinton, Killingworth, and Westbrook.
Absolutely.
But you bring that up to Hartford and fight for them and what they need.
Yeah.
Excited to do both. I'm happy that I'm going to remain on the council.
Nice.
I'm going to continue to be the chairman of the council
Okay.
because I love doing that. I love my hometown and love Clinton. And now I'm going to learn to love Westbrook and Killingworth.
There you go. There you go.
That's it.
So for each committee, what are some of your responsibilities?
Well, I mean, again, I don't know yet.
Yeah, you don't? Okay.
Ultimately, so that the committees that you're appointed to.
Yeah.
And then it's just a matter of getting the the
Learning.
schedules of when you'll be meeting.
Gotcha.
And again, most of it when you're up there relates to just the bill proposals and things that you want to put forth, if you want as an individual, or things that you'll support when you're up there.
Right.
So those are things that as you migrate through your district, that you understand, what's important to the people in my district.
Right.
What things do I need to support when I go to Hartford?
Right.
I'm excited that the committees that I'm on, really relate to what I want and what I do. Banking, I'm a mortgage broker, have been for 30 plus years. So, I've been in mortgage banking for 30 years.
Right.
So it's something that obviously, I know and can bring a lot to that committee.
Yeah.
Commerce is important, obviously, because, our small towns, small businesses are the key to our
Absolutely.
communities. And, what do those small businesses use? When I was out campaigning and talking to the small businesses, you felt their struggles.
Yeah.
You felt, that, every day was a struggle.
Right.
So, and sometimes they felt that they weren't supported.
Right.
So what are we going to be able to do and what can I do in order to help them is important. And general law is just, kind of just an overview of kind of, other things that we can deal with.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be fun.
And
That's what I say now.
Yeah. Let's talk in a couple months and see how much fun you're really having.
Okay.
Till the fun stuff starts.
Exactly.
And we got to tell a quick campaign story.
Oh boy. Which one?
The one of where you took a token Democrat with you campaigning in Westbrook.
Yeah. That wore my shirt that people weren't happy with. See, but that's the best part about it, Peter. See? It shows that you can cross over and you all can get along
absolutely.
and you all can be happy together.
And I don't think
you
I've
can all
ever
work
seen
together.
Devin Carney laugh so hard in his life.
Yeah, you seem to enjoy that.
Oh, of course he did.
But again, that's, that was sort of the campaign that I ran on. Right? Well, I ran on the fact that, I'm sure people were tired of hearing it after a while, but
Yeah.
my thing was people, not politics. And that's truly what it's been in Clinton.
Absolutely.
For me. As I've been on the council, I wanted to make sure that we all get along, we all can talk, we can all have open dialogue.
Right.
We can agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, know that when you're voting on something or when you're putting something forth, that you're doing it in the best interest of the town.
Right.
And that's what I've always done in Clinton, and that's what I will do in the 35th district when I'm up in Hartford.
Right.
And the only way that you can do it is getting out there and talking to everybody. Getting to know the people in your district. Spent a lot of time, during the campaign getting out there, and so, you become visible. But then you can't stop that.
Right.
Because you have to continue to maintain that so that people know, you are real. You're, regardless of what your political affiliation is, the election's over. I'm the representative of the 35th, so I don't care what party you're affiliated with. If you have an issue, you have a concern.
Right.
Call me, email me, talk to me.
Right.
That's what I'm there to do.
Exactly.
So you can't pick and choose who you want to talk to,
Right.
because of your political affiliation.
Exactly.
That's why you get people like you to wear Democrats like you to wear the shirt. See, it works.
Obviously.
I mean, it might not happen once I get up there, but
Right.
But
at least we had a good time.
we did. We enjoyed it, and we had a good time while we campaigned.
We did.
So that's all that matters. And now it's over. We move on.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's just move on. with
But
things.
it'll be fun. That's what I say now. But you're right.
Exactly.
Not going up there to change the world. You're going up there to
No.
to work hard, to make sure that people know that they have a representative that's approachable, somebody that they can talk to, and then fight for what people need. Right. You never know what a town may need until you ask the question.
Absolutely.
The majority of it is being out there and just listening to what people have to say, and fight for what they need.
Absolutely. And as far as, so it's a long session this year.
This year's a long session. This year the session goes to June, so getting right into it. No wasting any time.
Nope.
So it'll be fine. It'll be good. And I mean, you just have to, because again, the other thing with the council and that position is just weighing.
Right.
And I mean, the other important part of it, that it's just your family.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I've always had the ability because of my work to be able to, to pick my daughter up at school or take my daughter to school. Now, you have to work through that. And the big part of any of this is your family.
Right.
And I have a very supportive wife. I have, my kids, know what I do, and my daughter may not love it because I won't be around as much, but it's okay. And then they understand it, and then that's the most important part of it. Is making sure that at home they know.
Absolutely.
And I can say that I have that full support of my wife and my family, which to me makes it all worthwhile.
Trust me, for all the years my mom was an elected official, totally understand that.
Yep. Right.
Totally understand.
And I mean, as long as you're honest, you're open, and kind of what you're doing, and that's important. And I think and that's the difficult thing a lot of times maybe with running for political office.
Right.
Not only the short length of your term, this is a 2-year term. So by the time you get going, you're back at it again.
Yeah, right.
So I guess I can announce that I'm running again, I think, since I've already won.
Okay, cool. All right.
But that's the problem. It's such a short term, and it's hard because you have people that, depending upon what your work is and what your work schedule is.
Right.
So sort of limited to people that are able to, to actually run for political office. And that's the hard part. You want to get younger people involved, but do they have the ability to do it?
Right.
With work and work constraints, because then it's work, then it's family. So I've been lucky. I've been lucky that my work affords me to be able to do the stuff I did in Clinton, and now it's affording me to do what I like to do when I get in Hartford.
Absolutely. And things are going well in the mortgage industry, considering what's going on in the country.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess people always said, well, wow, I mean, the rates are up, you're not very busy at work. I said, well, that's the only good part about running for political office, because I was slow at work, so I was able to give more time. So, yes, I mean, it's, and again, having the ability to do what I do remotely, so no matter where I am. So, that my job can go wherever I go.
Exactly.
So that's also a big help, and allows me and allows me the opportunity to do what I'm going to be doing.
And before I forget, how was Christmas in Clinton?
Christmas in Clinton was wonderful. It was good to be back in person again. So it was wonderful. It was great to see everybody out there again. This was, I mean, it just seems like we missed it for years.
Yeah.
Last year, the year before we had it, but it wasn't, maybe the same. But it seems like now things are getting back to normal. So it was a wonderful time. The Chamber of Commerce and Paul Orsini did a wonderful job putting it together. I mean, the Lions Club, wonderful with the luminaries throughout, Route 1.
Yep.
It was beautiful. And after that, somebody had taken a YouTube and it must have been like an overhead view of it.
A drone?
Must have been a drone. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was beautiful. I mean, because you could see it. You could see the road with the luminaries lit up.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I mean, those are the things that that are important, and that's to get everybody out and support and just enjoy each other's company. So it was great.
And before I forget, if people want more information on what's going on in town, where can they go?
They can go to our town website, clinton.org. ClintonCT.org.
Right.
We have a Facebook page, which is the Town of Clinton, Connecticut.
Okay.
And that's basically where we put the majority of our stuff. The website has a lot of the stuff for seniors now. We have a new senior coordinator, Christina Acampora.
That's right.
She'll be coming on your show
soon. She'll be on with me soon, yeah.
She's wonderful. Done a great job because, she's out there working with them, understanding what they need. So she's done a really, really great job promoting that, and she has a schedule that she puts out every week that we have on our website. Recently just hired a town planner Abby Pearsall, who's came to Clinton from Waterford.
Yep.
So she started right after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Which is another, I think, huge boost to our town. And I think a lot of that relies on also the fact of now we have a town manager,
Yep.
a professionally run town, and that kind of, brings people to you.
Right.
We tried for a long time to try to find a town manager, didn't really have much luck.
Right.
This time around, we kind of did things the way we were supposed to, and we're good. She's there, and things are working well. So, as a town, everything's working well.
I believe the town planner was the person of the week in the Harbor News last week.
She was.
I was going to say.
See how quickly they don't mess around.
I know. No.
Get them in, get them out. So it's good. So, and again, it gets you to know the person and, get to know what she's going to be, what she's like, and she's local, so
Right.
which is good. So I'm happy that, that kind of stuff is progressing on that side.
Okay.
So it's just weighing both of it now. Now there's two different hats you wear. So you'll go to Westbrook. I share Westbrook, obviously, with Devin Carney,
Yeah,
which is a
that's
big
right.
help.
Good guy.
Great guy. So it's a big help. That makes
Absolutely.
that transition makes it easier for him to help, get me involved and get me to do what I need to do in Westbrook.
Excellent. Chris, we're out of time, so
Thank you, Peter.
you got
Pleasure.
it, bud. See you soon?
Yes.
All right. On behalf of Chris Aniskovich, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks again, and we'll see you next week.